Welcome to Rabat, the vibrant capital of Morocco, where tradition and modernity meet. Centuries-old Medinas telling stories of culture and color. The city proudly showcasing its history through the landmarks of the Hassan Tower and the Grand Theatre, overlooking this incredible showground, proudly hosting the only African stage in the Global Champions League. And here at this point, as we enter stage 15 of the 2025 season, we have two teams locked on level points as Falcons United and the Kun Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, both jointly find themselves on 277 points after 14 intensely competed stages around the world. It's no surprise that we start today's show with the two championship contending teams, as Oliver Lazarus from Falcons United and Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmermann from the Kun Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, join us in the studio. Ladies, gentlemen, please, your microphones. Ollie, this is a rather unique position to find oneself in this late in the season. Talk to me about the joy and the agony, the thoughts and emotion of coming to a late stage like this, level on points. It's quite unique in the world of sport.
I think I have probably the best seat in the show jumping world at the moment. I've done very little for the team and we're leading the league. So
you're the kid that did not do his homework but will take the grade at the end of the day.
I'm always the kid that doesn't do his homework. Yep. No, but very happy to be honoured and looking forward to this weekend. Conrad feels good. He had a good trip out in Riesenbeck, was my last show. He feels like I'm sort of having a pick up in results and form again the second half. We had a bit of a dip sort of midsummer. But I'm confident, I feel good, and I'm going to just try and enjoy the weekend.
Jana, this is not a new position for the Kun Stars, because last year with Riesenbeck International, it was also a very late championship run. The team has been here before. They have been in this position. Tell me what you can take from last year, because that's kind of the path that I imagine Kun Stars want to try and replicate.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have to say last year was even more comfortable because we went here and I think we only had to finish kind of the first round and then it was clear we won the championship. Mm-hmm. So that was very special. This time it's still about getting points, saving points. And for me, I have my upcoming horses. So also this year was a bit like we brought some superstar riders, superstar horses, but we also took the chance once in a while to bring up younger, high-talented riders and also high-talented horses. And I think it's about the balance. But, yeah, we want to be good here.
She makes a good point, though, because last year, Kun Stars ran away with things for most part of the season. To be fair, though, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this, Falcons were seemingly running away with things. I think a 14-point overhaul just last stage in Rome. Is there a bit of feeling the pressure here? Is there some heat that's being turned up? Because you too would have loved to have come here, finish inside the top 10 and wrap it up. They are making life very uncomfortable for you.
I would have loved to top 10 and finish it off here. I could have relaxed, cruise around, sort of backseat drive, but no. But there's always a little bit of pressure. That's the beauty of the team format and the global tour. Every point counts. But we try not to focus too much on other teams, focus on our horses, focus on our job, and let's see what happens.
Jana, last year you competed here. Oliver Lab wasn't jumping here last year. Do you have memories of last year? I think there was a top 10 finish, maybe. I think Falcons were 6th and you were 8th, or it may have been vice versa, but it wasn't a great end to the stage. What do you remember of jumping here in Rabat last year?
I mean, for me personally, it was a great end because I was also placed in the Grand Prix with Messi and was third in the individual, so it was beautiful, and we had a very nice team celebration here. Yeah, nearly the whole team were here, so it was beautiful. Also, I have to say the whole facility, the ground, everything for the horses is really good organized. So I'm happy to be here again. But yeah, of course, like Ollie said, now it's focus on the horses, focus on the course, how it is. You don't know it before. Is it an easy one? Is it a tough one? So I already have one eye over there.
As a team name, only the London Knights have ever won back-to-back titles. Has that been conversation amongst the team this year of retaining the crown that you won in 2024? Has that been part of the team discussion to return in 2025 and try repeat that?
I mean, of course, we don't want to be a one-hit wonder. So
I think you are very far away from a one-hit wonder. But yes, you are telling the point. Yeah.
Of course, we want to have a podium, and yeah, being on top of the podium would be the I don't want to say the goal, but the truth is, of course, it's the goal, and still it's a step to do. But I think we have a good chance.
Rightly so, Oliver. There's no team that's more decorated in the GCL than Falcons-Wright United. It is the most decorated team as far as podiums and wins is concerned. Also looking to become the first ever three-time champions. What's the messaging been like with the team from Jan this past week? What has it been like coming up to Rabat?
You know, Jan he's pretty great team owner in that way, and because he always says to us, you know, as long as we put our best horse forward and we work hard and we try our best, more I can't ask. And that's a bit the message he always gives us. So we always try our best. And I mean, in sport, especially with horses, you never know. But we always start with the intent of putting our best foot forward.
Has it felt like a long time coming? I talk about being the most decorated, but there hasn't been a title since 2021-22. Has it felt like it's been waiting to happen, waiting to click?
Like, again, with horses, you never know. Horses getting injured, riders, horses swapping, but generally the team is always strong. There's always superstar jockeys and top horses, so there is that expectation that, of course, we expect to be on the podiums. Been a bit funny in and out the last few years, but this was always, I mean, like Jana said, we always hope to be on the podium, hope to be on the top, so that expectation is there.
So, before we let you go, tell me why, Jana. Why leaving Rabat going into Riyadh in the final stage? Why will the Can Stars be the champions of 2025?
I mean, I think we are the best team. And, sorry. Yeah, what can I say more? I mean, we did it last year, and I hope we do it again.
Over to you. Why will this year finally be the year that Falcons-Wright turn it around? What will be the difference in 2025 for Falcons-Wright United?
The difference, I don't know, like I said, the last few years there's always been those superstar riders, but I think the guys that are setting up for Riyadh, I mean, they've had an amazing season, and I think the horses are in a good shape. So totally trust in their abilities and trust they're going to get it over the line.
Well, the good news is that as far as the draw is concerned for GCL Round 1, both of these two championship contenders are very close to one another. So we'll get a first early look at both of them quite early on. Can Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, Jana Frederica Meyer-Zimmerman and the very impressive Natalie Dean come out 8th. And then shortly after the break, Falcons-Wright United, along with Mike Crusading, Oliver Lazarus, will come out for Global Champions League Round 1 later. Enough from the championship contenders. Let's talk about Rabat. Let's talk about colour and culture and feeling and emotion. Where is Dan Strange this afternoon?
We're in the entertainment village, and this is something truly Moroccan for the second season of the GCL in a row in Rabat. Of course, last year was the first time the GCL came to the African continent. This is the only five-star event of 2025 to take place in Africa, and this is a dance troupe from the Moroccan Sahara. Something truly Moroccan. This event is a legacy of the Qatar Morocco 2024 Year of Culture, and that legacy truly felt the buzz, the vibe, and as you can see here and hear here, the Moroccan pride. Around the village, there's also the best of Moroccan equestrian companies, stalls, food as well. It really is a truly Moroccan sensation here in the entertainment village. Rabat, of course, has a rich blend of history. Rabat, a modern city, another UNESCO World Heritage Site on the Global Champions League Tour. The City of Light, as it's known. And of course, it's in the shadows of the Hassan Tower, the famous red sandstone 12th century minaret, opened back in 1199. This is what the GCL is all about. This is what Rabat is all about. Culture, tradition, a deep history. Rome Gladiators won here in 2024. Who wins in 2025? We wait to see. But it's a unique stage of the GCL. Mark, back to you.
At the very start of the year, at the very first stage of the 2025 Global Champions League, we promised you a ticket to the world. We promised to take you on this journey from Doha all the way through to Riyadh in a couple of weeks' time. And at stages like this, it stops in Africa like this here in Rabat in Morocco that give you that front row seat to exactly that, the culture and the emotion and the color and the love and joy for show jumping. And that's where we find ourselves here for the 15th stage of the 2025 season. But before we dive too deep into Morocco. Before we dive too deep into Rabat, let's remind you what brought us to this point. As always, let's flash back. Let's go back to Cerco Massimo. Let's go back to stage 14 and reflect what happened in Rome.
Welcome to Rome for the latest stop on the Global Champions League. We're into the second round on a fabulous afternoon. Guido Grimaldi representing the Paris Panthers. So, as I say, big moment for the Paris Panthers. 2 more to go. We may get time. He's just trying to keep this horse going. Could be a terrific moment for him. We're going to get time faults, but not many. 2 time faults. But Basim Mohamed on Rocket Man. Paris Panthers in the lead. But, oh, 1 fence down. Can't afford to have another one. Steadying. Horse fly kicking. Last fence. Could it put them in the lead? This is a big fence for Doha Falcons. He jumps it. It does put them in the lead. For the Cannes Stars, powered by Iron Dames. Next up is Katrin Eckermann. If they have a fence down, match the time and better the time of the Doha Falcons. Time looking pretty good as well, 155.27, but if she's clear, it will be academic, and I think coming to the final fence, and she is clear. The Cannes Stars are the winner here in Rome.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of all of us. Our horses were really fighting in the ring. We had a very good course. There were faults a little bit everywhere. But I think we really felt this time had a lot of girl power. I think we only competed with mares today, and they were really fighting in the ring.
Once again, Cannes Stars climb to the top of the mountain, and they once again collect maximum points on a GCL stage. And because of that, they have overturned a massive deficit that was in the overall ranking. Falcons Ride United, as we mentioned earlier to Oliver Lazarus, were looking comfortable with only 3 stages to go. Then the effects of Rome happened, and because of that, there has now been a major shift. We now find 2 teams in the championship level on 277 points. Cannes Stars, powered by the Iron Dames, Falcons Ride United, level on 277. And because of that, we are in for one heck of a showdown going into the final few stages here in Rabat, then in Riyadh in a couple of weeks' time. But don't for a second negate the influence or the threats of Shanghai Swans, Prague Lions and Rabat International. We'll talk about that in a few moments' time. And then you start to get into the GCL Super Cup quarter-final positions as the Istanbul Warriors falling short of their top 5 dream finish from FECI. The Mexico Amigos, Stockholm Hearts, they seem to have saved themselves from missing out of the GC Prague playoffs, but they will still be quite early to go in those quarterfinals. And we'll talk more about the Rome Gladiators, Paris Panthers, and arguably Monaco Comets and Doha Falcons. Do you include Scandinavian Vikings in there? Oh dear. We'll talk about that a little bit later on and find out how and why those 2 teams are now fighting, amongst others, in a different conversation. But let's bring Dan Strange into the studio. We want to talk about this remarkable position that we find ourselves in of 2 championship contenders, level on points on 277. Dan, with only 2 stages to go here in Rabat, then in Riyadh in a couple of weeks. This is a dream scenario for any scriptwriter. But how do we try and define who is in the better position here? Who, according to many factors, is arguably the favourite with just 2 stages to go?
One of my favourite things in sport is debate, an open, unlicensed, friendly.
Have at it.
Let's have a conversation.
Let's have at it.
Let's not critique each other about having differences of opinion. My view on this one, obviously Falcons Ride United, Cannes Stars are the favourites as the top 2, 277 points each. For me, it's about momentum at this stage in the season. Now, I've got a feeling you might disagree with me, but making up 14 points in Rome gives Cannes Stars a big momentum swing. It's a huge momentum swing. Gilles Thomas has been superb for Falcons Ride United, and I'm not doubting the quality, the legacy of that team. We all know it. It's exceptional. Cannes Stars, reigning champions. They were brave in Vienna. It didn't pay off. But Anastasia Nielsen's here this weekend. That dividend will pay in the future at some point for them. They've got Natalie Dean on red hot form. They've got momentum from Rome.
That winning mindset as a defending champion is a big deal as well, right?
And crucially, yeah, exactly. And I think crucially the great thing with these two teams is they've both got a winning mindset. So it's going to be who gets over the line, because they're the two teams really who have had that winning mindset right from the word go of their organisations being set up, of their teams being set up. For me, though, the momentum's with CanStars.
I'll tell you why. You're right in saying I have a feeling that Valkenswaard is maybe edging this race out, and I'll tell you why. You mentioned Gilles Thomas, not here in Rabat, but when you have the season that the latest and newest crowned Longines Global Champions Tour champion has had, I know he can't ever carry a team over the line single-handedly. That's the joy of a team sport like the Global Champions League. But you cannot discount the Gilles Thomas factor. You then, of course, on top of that, have the likes of Marco Seining, who is here alongside Oliver Lazarus. We spoke to Oliver earlier on. The most decorated team in the Global Champions League history. If we talk numbers, if we talk stats, this season alone, you talk about momentum, you talk about decisions from the CanStars, but the numbers tell you that Valkenswaard have had a better season. They have had more wins, they've been on the podium more times than CanStars have, and they've led more stages than the CanStars have. Those numbers, combined with the lineup, combined with the Gilles Thomas magic, combined with looking to become the first ever three-time champion in the Global Champions League, that for me is history. You know, Jose Mourinho talks about football heritage. That is show-jumping heritage. And I think that gives them that tiny X factor that with 2 stages to go might see them over the line. That's my thoughts on this.
But that's what it's all about as well. It's looking at these two teams, and if you're at home watching this, get behind one of them. You know, cheer them on. Choose who your fan favourite is. Gilles Thomas, your fan favourite. He might be, and he is a fabulous rider. For me, it's about the overall team. And the fact I think CanStars won in Doha, it then took them 13 more stages to win again. But as we say, with only 2 stages left here and in Riyadh, till it's decided.
But many other people, including those in the teams behind these two, will be saying to us, you just spoke about a 14-point overhaul in Rome alone.
Yep.
Surely, whilst we look at these two teams as the favourites, there will be 3 teams behind these two that'll be yelling from the rooftops that they cannot be discounted. Remind us who is still in this conversation, who is still in contention here?
Shanghai Swans, they were the team early stages, weren't they? One at home.
They were the red-hot championship favourite for everyone.
2 wins in a row and a second in 3 stages. Everyone went, I think they're going to run away with this. And then the form just blipped a little. But they're in 3rd at the moment. Then come Prague Lions, still in the hunt with championship-winning form until that minor hurdle they tripped on in Rome. It didn't quite go right for them. It wasn't a terrible weekend, though, either. And then 5th at the moment, 3 podiums from 4. For Riesenbeck International. Don't forget Prague Lions, since Valkenswaard have won twice, 60 points between Valkenswaard and Vienna. They like the V's.
And Riesenbeck love a late charge. You just have to historically go through GCL seasons to tell yourself that Riesenbeck love a late charge. They love a late points haul. They are good when it matters. They normally finish really strong. They have Christian Kuckuck, they have Philipp Weishaupt, they have Marco Kutscher here. There is still a Riyadh stage to come. I wonder if out of those 3 teams, does Riesenbeck edge it out, potentially, despite being slightly further behind? Are they...
Are you asking me?
I'd love to know. Are they the one of the 3 that, if any of them have the potential to knock down Valkenswaard and Cannes, is it Riesenbeck or does it go somewhere else?
For me, it's Prague Lions. But again, on the fact that they've won 2 stages, Riesenbeck, no, they haven't won any stages. And at this stage in the season, if any of those 3 are going to win with the outside chance. For me, I can't see it happening, but if they are, and there is a chance they could, you've got to be in the habit of taking 30 points from the next 2 stages. Prague have done it later on in the season. Shanghai did it earlier in the season. Riesenbeck haven't done it at all this season in terms of winning stages.
You need to get into the ring to continue working. We need to hear from the riders. We've spoken about the dominance of Valkenswaard United and CanStars. We've spoken about the likelihood that this championship may still well be decided by the top 5 teams. Let's then hear from the Shanghai Swans, the Prague Lions and Riesenbeck International as they look to try and climb the mountain.
I think the more realistic achievement and also what we are aiming is to be under the first 4 for Prague. That's our goal. But for this, we have to really perform in a perfect way the next two Global Tour League.
A lot of up and downs in the whole season. That's nothing new. Every day is a new new day or new week.
I think we have to be very realistic. It's going to be very difficult, and it's our goal is really to stay in that top 3. That's really the goal that we have set for us.
We have 2 more chances to make sure we stay in the top 4.
The strategy is to perform as good as we can. At least we need a win, if possible too. But at least to be on the podium, that would be really good. Tomorrow, Philip and me are starting in the team. Christian is here as well, but only with 1 horse. So he will jump in the second round, but we will see after the first round how we go on with the team.
I think we have all very realistic, good horsemen and riders. I think that's very important. We know how to manage, I think, the horses, all of us. And that's also why we know a little bit which horse can and which rider-horse combination can suit where. And then I think the spirit under us is very well. We are always, let's say, almost always on the same line. I think that's very important, that there is already no discussion between us. We are always on the same line, and that's what makes us, I think, a very strong team together.
The plan for Rabat is like me with the 2 horses. Here's Dokan and Dagan Nix. We have Katarina here and Max also here. So strong team, motivated team. So we are ready to go.
It's a nice team. I really appreciate that Ludger asked me to be one of the members. But so far the luck wasn't on our side, but has nothing to do with the team members, I think.
Maybe difficulty here is that we're going to ride a completely new horse in the first round, Niels and me, a horse that never jumped the Global Champions Tour. So it's a bit of a risk, but okay, it's like that, the season goes on, and we don't want to, there is next year again a season.
But the main thing is for sure to secure the top 4, to start in the semi-final. That should be possible, then that we are here for.
You cannot write the Shanghai Swans, Prague Lions and Rabat International off. The points are still there. They are still up for grabs, and quickly as they come, quickly as they go. If things do not go right for the Cunt Stars or Falcons Watch United today, there will be a perfect, easy opportunity for those 3 teams to cash in. And if that is the case, and they close the gap even more so as we get ready for Riyadh, well, then let me tell you what's going to happen in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the GC final of 2025 is going to be something for the record books. Now, that is the championship conversation as we talk about what's happening at the top of the GCL standings. But there is so much more that is happening towards the bottom half, arguably as fierce as now this fight for qualification, trying to get into the GC playoffs at the end of the year. That is the big goal. For those teams that are sitting near the bottom, every single point can affect whether they do or do not compete in the GCL Super Cup. This is exactly what is needed to stay alive in the League of the Last.
At this stage of the Global Champions League, strategy is everything. For the 5 teams that are locked within their own mini-battle, the League of the Last, they're the ones trying to make it into the GC playoffs in Prague and not be the one team watching from their sofas at home. At this stage of the season, every decision counts. Just think back to Rome, think back to the emotion, and give us how it really felt, what it really meant to you as a team.
They were really strong in Rome, and they give motivation to be good here. That's Willem and me. We make a short meeting today to make the plan for the weekend. That's we expect also to be good like they were last weekend.
We were very concentrated since the morning, and we knew that we could do a good round, 2 good rounds. But of course, to have a double clear with gentlemen was something amazing.
I don't think the performance from Rome does make so much pressure on us. When we look 5-6 shows back, we were at the bottom. We are now a little bit better.
What's been the discussion between the team this week?
To go clear and fast.
I think what was missing a bit for us was the horsepower.
We had some bad luck. A rider with a broken leg, other category horses not fit to compete, and I think now at the moment we're getting stronger and stronger.
We have never give up, you know, and this make the difference, I mean, in our team.
What's the horsepower plan for here in Rabat to try and get another podium?
we have the same horse from New York, me and Willem. That's I think we will make it the same program, but that we start with one horse and another one for the second round.
I have here a 8 years old that is Common Z. It's a horse that is gonna really step up this weekend. I hope I will jump the 155 or at least the 150 Grand Prix. It's the goal.
I think that will be difficult here. I only have Kiliman Sitter, so I have to concentrate totally on one horse. That can be very positive. McAllister is in a really good shape. But okay, he's only 8 years old. Did 2 great shows in Vienna, and then directly this show. I think it's a little bit too much for my 8-year-old also.
Celine, she's with her best horse, which is Clinto. Whilst I'm not, I'm with Chanel. Chanel is a very good horse, but he needs, to be very calm at the end because he gets a little bit very hot. And if I'm hot and he's hot, it's going to be the big disaster. So I have to be very calm till the end.
Just explain the importance to the team of making the GC playoffs in Prague.
No, we have to do it. We will do everything to be there. It's the #1 priority. It's why we're here and what we work for. So yeah, no, this weekend we're gonna score some points hopefully and we go to Prague.
Pressure on the teams towards the bottom part of the table that are desperately trying to secure their place in the GC Prague playoffs later on this year. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest show in the world of show jumping, and that takes place once again in Prague later on this year. Every single one of these teams that are competing throughout the entire season of the Global Champions League want to be there. They need to be there. And for those teams that are now struggling and fighting for points, it is going to be crucial that here in Rabat and in the next stage, the final in Riyadh, that they take maximum points to ensure their place in the biggest show in town. Now, let's get some thoughts, let's get some reaction as to what has been built here today. Uliano Vizzani, once again, course designer, Italian maestro. I saw him walking around here earlier on. He is the man that has set up today's Global Champions League course. We managed to catch up with Emily Conte from the Mexico Amigos, powered by the H5 stables. Let's get some thoughts from Emily Conte.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, we're in the arena with Emily Conte of the Mexico Amigos. Now, Emily, we've just been talking about the line from 7 to 8 and then into the combination at 9. We're going to walk to 9 now, but first of all, what do you think of 7 and 8?
7 and 8 for me will be an out in 8 because my horse drifted a bit to the left, so I really have to stay out here. And this, I think, is the most tricky part of the course. It's the triple. It's coming very short out of the turn. So yeah, you gotta organize early enough to make sure you got enough space and rhythm going in there.
And on this back line, of course, you've got the triple combination. As you see here, we're only just getting to the turn here. And then there's a lot of power and balance needed.
Yes, exactly. And my horse, as I said already, he jumps a bit to the left. So I have to make sure I don't let him fall into the inside and really get a good rhythm going in with space so I can do the work for him in the triple.
It seems, bar this turn into the combination, as you said, like a nice, spacious, open arena. Does that suit your horse?
Yes, it suits my horse as well. I mean, it's his first time in the team, so we'll do our best. But I think it's nice and he's nice and compact, so he suits well in this arena.
Confidence high with having walked the course for Mexico Amigos?
Yes, I think so. I'm staying confident, positive forward, so yes.
Emily, thanks so much for your time. Mark, back over to you.
It may look nice and open. It may even walk nice and open. But you know that when Uliano Vizzani is designing these courses, that is where he wants to take you. He wants to give you that illusion that it is quite straightforward. And then all of a sudden there is a question of, is this an inside 4 or an outside 5? How do you challenge this combination? Where do you try and be better than the rest? That is the magic that we look forward to in the upcoming round 1 of Global Champions League, live from Rabat. This is stage 15, the penultimate stage of the 2025 season. We are so close towards the end of the season. We are in that final straight. Let's show you what the teams will look like coming out today. We remind you, Global Champions League round 1. It is generated by a computer, round 1. This is how the teams will come out today. Under the beautiful Hassan Tower here in the background, Istanbul Warriors, powered by the Carpe Diem equestrian team, have drawn first. They'll be followed by New York Empire, powered by Lugano Diamonds. Rome Gladiators under some pressure powered by Cavalleria Toscana, third to go. Then the first real big fish of the Shanghai Swans to follow shortly after that. Then the Cannes Stars before the break as well. Prague Lions in the mix too. In the second half, Falconsward United, Rabat International. It is going to be a fascinating start to Global Champions League Round 1 live from Rabat, and the action is all starting next.